How many plants have you bought, only to watch them slowly die a few weeks later? If you've ever killed a plant by overwatering it, forgetting to water it, or simply because you had no idea what you were doing, you are definitely not alone. For years, I genuinely believed I just wasn't good with plants. I would buy one, it would die. Buy another one, same story. And after losing enough plants, I convinced myself that having a beautiful indoor jungle was something reserved for naturally talented people. But I was completely wrong. Because most indoor plants don't die because of bad luck. They die because nobody tells beginners which plants actually survive in normal homes. And today, that changes. Because in this video, I'm going to show you the best indoor plants for busy people, beginners, forgetful plant owners, and even complete serial plant killers. Some of these plants can survive weeks without water. Others thrive in dark corners where almost nothing should grow. And one of them can literally live for decades. I'll also show you which plants are toxic to pets, which ones are perfect for humid bathrooms, and which plants look incredibly expensive even though they require almost no care. And, trust me, some of these plants are way tougher than you think. Let's start with probably the most famous beginner plant of all time, the golden pothose. If there were a plant designed specifically for people who forget to care for plants, this would be it. Pothose survives where other plants simply give up. Low light, forgotten watering schedules, depressing dark corners, and somehow it keeps growing like nothing happened. Its long trailing vines instantly create that urban jungle look you see all over Pinterest and Instagram. And the best part is that it asks for almost nothing in return. You really only need to let the soil dry out before watering again. And here's the amazing part. You can even propagate it in water just by cutting off a vine. But be careful. If you have curious cats or dogs, keep it out of reach because it's toxic to pets. Very similar to the classic pothose is the satin pothose, also called silver pothose, which looks even more elegant and sophisticated. Its dark green leaves with silver markings look like something straight out of an interior design magazine. It loves humidity and indirect light, but it still tolerates darker spaces surprisingly well. And honestly, it looks much harder to care for than it actually is. Now let's talk about the philodendron. If you want your home to feel like a tropical jungle without becoming a full-time gardener, this plant is an easy win. I've personally moved philodendrons from bright windows to bathrooms with almost no natural light, and they still kept growing. But here's the mistake many people make, letting the vines grow too long and leggy. The solution is simple. Pinching or trimming the ends regularly helps the plant stay much fuller and healthier. And yes, this one is also toxic to pets. Another plant that looks absolutely stunning indoors is English ivy. But here's something many beginners discover too late. English ivy can become a complete spider mite magnet. A lot of people eventually give up on it because it requires constant humidity and regular maintenance to stay healthy. So if you love the elegant ivy look but don't want the extra work, satin pothose is probably the better option. Now let's move on to a truly fascinating plant, the prayer plant, also known as maranta. At night, its leaves slowly fold upward like praying hands, and in the morning they open back up again. It's one of those plants that almost feels alive in a magical way. Its multicolored leaves make it one of the most decorative plants on this list, although it does need a little more humidity than the previous plants. A warm bathroom or cozy corner with indirect light is usually perfect for it. And speaking of dramatic plants, we have to talk about calatheas. Also known as peacock plants, these plants almost look hand-painted. Their patterns are so perfect that many people think they're fake the first time they see them. The good news is that they're also pet-safe, which is something a lot of people deeply appreciate when decorating with indoor plants. In fact, one of the most common things people mention in the comments is how difficult it is to find beautiful indoor plants that are safe for pets. So if you also have curious pets that chew on absolutely everything, stay tuned, because there are still more pet-safe plants coming up. The Fittonia, also called the nerve plant, is another small indoor gem for low-light spaces. Its colorful veins in shades of pink, white, and red almost look unreal. Even though the colors become softer in darker spaces, it still grows surprisingly well indoors. Now get ready to meet one of the toughest plants on this entire list, the cast iron plant. And honestly, The name fits perfectly. You can forget to water it, place it in a dark corner, practically ignore it for weeks, and somehow it still survives. It's probably one of the best plants for extremely busy or forgetful people. The only thing it truly hates is direct sunlight. Other than that, it's almost indestructible. The wax plant also belongs in the category of incredibly resilient plants. Its thick, glossy leaves store water, which makes it much more forgiving when you forget to water it. And here's something interesting. Plants with thicker leaves are often much more durable overall. That's why so many beginners succeed with plants like these. The Peperomia obtusifolia is another fantastic choice for beginners. Compact, elegant, and also pet-friendly. Its small rounded leaves look perfect on desks, shelves, and side tables, and it tolerates lower light conditions really well. Now, let's talk about a plant that practically reproduces itself, the spider plant. Some people have kept the same spider plant alive for decades because it constantly produces little baby plants. It's one of the easiest plants to propagate and one of the most beginner-friendly plants you can own. It also tolerates artificial lighting very well, making it perfect for offices and apartments with limited natural light. And when the leaves start looking pale, that's your sign that it needs water. Simple. Lucky bamboo also deserves a spot on this list. Because yes, it can grow directly in water without any soil at all. Many people also believe it brings good luck and prosperity, especially when it's given as a gift. And honestly, there's something incredibly calming about watching those green stalks slowly grow inside a glass container. Now we arrive at one of my personal favorites, the Chinese evergreen. This plant looks expensive. Its large tropical leaves instantly make any room feel more elegant and luxurious. And the best part is that it tolerates low light, dry air, and inconsistent watering far better than it looks like it would. Just remember, it's toxic to pets. Now, let's quickly talk about flowering plants. The peace lily is probably one of the most popular indoor plants for a reason. It literally tells you when it needs water. When the leaves start drooping dramatically, it simply needs watering and usually perks back up within hours. It's almost like the plant can communicate with you. And those elegant white flowers instantly make darker spaces feel calm and sophisticated. But once again, keep it away from pets. The anthurium is another stunning indoor plant. Its bright red flowers almost look fake because they're so perfect. While it can survive in low light, it will grow and bloom much slower. And here's the most important secret to keeping it healthy: consistent moisture without overwatering. Because overwatering kills more indoor plants than underwatering ever does. So many people destroy their plants simply by trying to care too much. And yes, I've done that too. Now let me show you one of the most surprising plants on this list, the Christmas cactus. Even though it's technically a cactus, it looks nothing like a desert cactus. It has soft, rounded leaves and produces beautiful pink flowers. And surprisingly, it does very well in lower light conditions. The bromeliad also deserves a special mention. You've probably seen it in grocery stores and home improvement stores because it handles artificial lighting extremely well. And since it loves humidity, it looks amazing in modern bathrooms. Now let's talk about ferns. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Ferns have destroyed the confidence of countless plant lovers, including mine. Because even though they're beautiful, many varieties need constant moisture and can be surprisingly delicate. But if you learn how to care for them properly, they become some of the most rewarding indoor plants you can own. The maidenhair fern, for example, has delicate fan-shaped leaves that almost look like artwork. The bird's nest fern has a much more tropical and modern appearance. And the staghorn fern honestly looks like something from another planet. In fact, someone once commented that their staghorn fern was over 40 years old and almost 6 feet wide. Imagine having that in your home. And finally, the giant stars of modern interior design, the snake plant. If there's a plant capable of surviving complete neglect, this is probably the one. It tolerates low light, very little water, and weeks of being ignored. And its tall architectural leaves work with almost every decorating style imaginable. The ZZ plant is another true survivor. Its thick glossy leaves look so perfect that many people think it's fake. It can survive in dark offices, small apartments, and corners where most plants would never last. And it grows so slowly that you rarely need to repot it. The Dracaena limelight is perfect if you want something bright and colorful without much effort. Its neon green leaves instantly brighten up any room. The money tree is another extremely popular plant, especially among people who love feng shui. Its braided trunk makes it stand out immediately among other indoor plants. And many people believe it attracts prosperity and abundance into the home. The Dieffenbachia also deserves a place on this list. Its giant pattern leaves make any room feel more alive and tropical. And while it may start small, it can eventually grow into a massive indoor plant. The dwarf umbrella tree is perfect for empty corners thanks to its slow, elegant growth. And finally, the queen of Instagram plants, the monstera. There's a reason this plant is literally everywhere. Its massive split tropical leaves can make even the most boring apartment look like a designer home. But here's the mistake that kills most monsteras: dry air. Most people think they need tons of sunlight, when humidity is actually much more important. Give it indirect light, some humidity, and room to grow, and it can become an absolutely gigantic tropical masterpiece. I know this was a long list, but honestly, the best advice I can give you is to start small. You don't need to turn your home into a jungle overnight. Start with 2 or 3 easy plants. Learn how they react. Experiment. Because the real secret isn't having a green thumb. It's simply finding the right plants for your lifestyle and your space. And trust me, once you find the right ones, it becomes very hard to stop. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments which plant you want most, or which plant somehow survived your care against all odds. And if you want more videos about indoor plants, home styling, and interior design inspiration, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because there are still so many incredible plants left to discover.